Welcome to Mind and Marshall, where as always we scratch beneath the surface and provide influence strategy that help you get more from your business. Now, what I want to do is I want to talk about something that's very, very important to business. It can either make it or break it, and it's something that's overlooked quite a bit, but once you understand it and you start implementing it to your business, you'll start seeing massive, massive results. Okay, now, before I tell you what the secret is, I want to tell you a little story. Okay, so now, what I want to do is I want to take a look at this picture, and, right, so, as you can see, it's me. I'm not in it to do no selfie business or anything like that. I'm just trying to make a point. Now, I've been getting my hair cut by the same person for the last 12 years. So, every fortnight, for the last 12 years consistently, like sometimes it was 3 weeks, sometimes it was a week apart. So let's say on average it was about a fortnight every 2 weeks. I'd go to the same shop, to the same person, and have my hair cut. Now, at the time it was between 7, now it's 10, so it's around 7 to 10 pound a trim. Now for the past 12 years I've been paying roughly that price to get a haircut. And if you think about how much that actually accumulates to, it's actually quite a lot, just off one person. Now, why do I do that? Well, do I go through the process because I like waiting in long queues to get my hair cut? No. Do I go there because it's convenient? Not really. It's like 30 minutes out. So what would be the main reason why I go there? And I'll explain it on the board. The main reason I go there is customer satisfaction. Because every time I go there, he's always giving me the right look that I was looking for. He's always consistent with it. He's kept the standard high for a very long time. And when that happens, you generally start to trust someone. Now, what you see too often happen in business is the standards fall off and you can kind of lose the customer. So customer satisfaction is essential. Now, why is this so important? Well, if you believe in the Pareto principle, and I'm a strong believer in that, it says that 80% of your revenue will come from 20% of your customer base. And I believe that to be true, because when I think about all the regulars that actually go in there, it's the same people, and they're putting up the same money each time. Now, you do see a lot of new faces in there, but you see them once or twice, and you don't really see them after that. Whether they go at different times, you should catch them, I don't know. It's not really important. But the point is, you always have the regulars who will keep coming back and putting more and more money into your business. Now, if you're a business owner watching this, you probably know what I'm talking about. You've probably seen, the guy from around the corner who comes in and he has the same order that he gets all the time, or he buys the same thing every time. It's the same deal. So, what you want to focus on is appealing to these people, because this is the key to having a long-term business. A lot of people get too caught up in chasing the new money, which is not completely wrong, but you want to pay some mind to the people who have already bought from you, because not only is it easier for them to spend money with you again and again, they feel comfortable spending more and more money. So when you first buy from someone and you're not completely sure what to expect, you're a bit apprehensive, you might either buy something a little small, or you might buy something and just be a bit on the fence all the way until you try it. Well, that's what it's like. But after you try it, and it's to your satisfaction, you find yourself a bit more comfortable, and after 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, you never think about it anymore. In fact, you're more than happy to buy it and talk about it to other people, which can sometimes lead to more money for the business. So, it's always good to form a long-term relationship with your customers. Now, the problem is, too many people just take it for granted. They assume that it's just there they come in all the time and that's that. But there's other people in your industry who are looking for these customers because these are the best people to have in your business. Repeat buyers. So there's people who are looking to take them from you all the time. And if you look at some of what Jack Trout speaks about, advertising and brand legend Jack Trout, he makes the case that once you lose a customer or client, you very rarely get them back. You've lost them. So if you do have them kind of people in your business and you are familiar with them, doesn't matter how close to live or how well you get along with them, don't take that for granted. You need to kind of appeal to them and build out what's called customer loyalty. See, because if a customer is loyal to you, then they're not going to go to any other business. So you want to build up as much of that loyalty as possible. Think of a customer like a good woman. If you love her properly and you're good to her, she will never leave. Okay? Right, so now I'm going to show you 3 ways in which you can build up customer loyalty and stop these good customers from falling into the hands of your competition. Okay? Just make a little space. Right, so first thing we want to talk about is loyalty card. Now, this is a very common one. It's very commonly used. Very effective still, but it's very common. If you're familiar with Nando's, you might be where it works. When you buy something, you get a little stamp and they give you a stamp or a signature when you spend over a certain amount. And once you buy so many, there's little milestones and you can get rewards, like maybe half a chicken, a quarter chicken, a whole chicken to yourself. And yeah, so that kind of incentivizes people to come back and keep spending money with you over a period of time. So we'll put that on there. We've got the point system, which works in a similar manner. People get rewarded, they accumulate points and get indirect rewards for spending money with the company. So it's kind of like, a good example of this is United Airlines. Now, back in 2008, United Airlines did a frequent flyer team program, and basically the challenge was you could assemble a team and enter, and the team who accumulated the most points over the period of a year would get 50 million frequent flyer mile points. And yeah, what they found out during the course of the year is that people were spending not only large amounts buying expensive tickets, but also getting inconvenient tickets. Like, for example, they were getting indirect flights when there were direct flights available, and they were spending a lot more on the tickets just to accumulate more and more points. And that's more of a psychological thing because people get some sort of reward from doing stuff. So like I don't know if you ever got Xbox and you unlock an achievement, you get a little feel good from it. PlayStation, you get a little trophy, things like that. So you get a little dopamine release that makes you feel good about these things, and it kind of motivates you to do more and more of it. So the more points these people are racking up, the more likely to continue. And with their frequent flyer mile program, there was rankings, so you were ranked based on the amount of points you accumulated. So there was a real incentive to really kind of put a lot of money into it. And as you were seeing, there's people going, putting the well-being on the line by just flying all the time, being on a plane in expensive flights, traveling regular, just to get these points. So yeah, point system. Lastly, leaderboards. Now, leaderboards have been used from the beginning of time. Like, really, you think back to arcade games, and when you had to go and put money in and play, you'd always get at the end, when it's a game over, you'd always get the leaderboard to show where you ranked. Now a lot of people would spend a lot of money just trying to get the top spot, and even the local bowling place where I go bowling, I noticed they've got a leaderboard there too, and it kind of shows you who has got the highest tally, and it kind of encourages me to want to go on the leaderboard. So when I go there, I'm always mindful, like, look, if I get this much, I'll be on there. Do you know what I mean? I asked them would they put me on there. They said they would, but we'll see when it happens. But it really kind of gives you that extra drive to really want to not only go there, but to get the points. And sometimes that can encourage me to play again in a couple of games. Even if I won the last two, I'll just be like, how do I play again? And she's like, oh yeah, sure. And yeah, I just really want to get the points. So yeah, the leaderboard system is a good way. And you know, some people might think, well, you know, these aren't going to work in my business, but they might not be regular. It might not be very commonplace in your business, but it doesn't mean it doesn't apply to your business. I mean, some of the great innovations have been taken from other industries and applied to their own, and it's really put them ahead of the competition. So you should be always trying to innovate anyway. So if you look at these three things and you think about, well, how could I apply one or more of them to my business to kind of boost loyalty and kind of give me more of an edge over what everyone else is doing, then you know you're winning. That's how you win the game. So bear that in mind. So like I said, loyalty card, nice and simple, a point system and a leaderboard, all very easily to apply. You know, it doesn't take a lot of money to do. You know, you can just have a board up in somewhere in the shop or wherever that just highlights maybe something that's worth participating in, and yeah, you're good to go. Alright, I'm going to leave it here. So, like I said, you know, as always, like and subscribe. And if you don't want to like and subscribe, well, you know, what's wrong with you? I mean, like, I'm giving you good stuff here, I'm giving you gems. But it's no worries, it's cool. Okay, well, I'll leave it here, and then I'll catch you on the next lesson. Take care.
Money chain situation. Money chain situation.